Good morning, my friends. Welcome to Charlie's Port Plumbing Service Call Adventures. For today, the call was customers was hearing water dripping into their kitchen ceiling. No water was coming through yet, but they did hear the dripping of the water occasionally, and especially after they used the shower. So luckily they had a panel on the back wall, so I could look down here. And I did see a water spot, but when I touched the P-trap and all the fittings and slip nuts, it was as dry as a bone, even after running it for 5 minutes. So I decided to just test it out a bit more and spray the trim, spray the plate, and voila, that was the culprit. That's where the water was coming from, and right when I did that, water was gushing through. So obviously that's where the water was coming from. Um, the customer obviously isn't pointing the shower head at the trim or at the shower plate, but when they do shower, the water does splash. Or when they grab the handle, water could get behind the wall. So then it's a simple caulking job. We had to recaulk it, and that's what we did here. So first thing we had to do was take the handle off, just so we could slide the trim off. We didn't have to take the whole thing apart, just the handle and the two screws that held it together. And there really wasn't anything on the plate, so definitely needed to be caulked up. We use this white caulking because other than silicone, you're able to clean it up with a wet sponge. And when I first started working with these guys, with Vinny, my mentor, my teacher, I remember I would make a huge mess always, and I would always be covered in the caulking because I really didn't know how to clean it up. But after a while, you learn. And look at that finger swipe, man. Maybe I should be a tile man. I don't know. And then check that sponge wipe. I don't know. I would like grab this caulking and wipe it all over me, and after every day I'd be covered in this white gunk. Um, Luckily, the silicone washes off with water, so you're able to wash off the sponge in the sink. And that did it. They were able to use a shower without water getting behind the wall, but unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever way you want to go, the yin and the yang, the customer didn't think that was enough for the one call. They were expecting it to be a bit more involving, and it was just a caulking job, so of course they want us to fix the toilet too. And obviously the toilet needed to be fixed because that gasket was definitely worn out. It had a bubble on it and everything. They said the toilet was running occasionally, and with the gasket that worn out, of course it's gonna run. Now Kohler has these. I mean, I love those toilets, but for a customer, it could be kind of daunting. Hearing that snap, hearing that crack. When you turn it, it sounds like something's breaking and you just broke your toilet. But no, that is just a locking mechanism, and the cracking sound is good. You want to hear that crack so you know that it is locked in place. And then, of course, for the Fluid Master, you got to put that red gasket on, and we're taking the old one off. Previously, I showed a little clip of the angle stop coming up through the floor, and it was on a nipple, and I have had some bad history with nipples. So now whenever I see one, I just turn the water off at the main because it's not even worth touching. And honestly, I would have a professional take a look at it. So call us at Port Plumbing and we will fix your toilet immediately. 1, 2, 3, like it's a piece of cake. Now, you aren't paying for us to do the job in 5-10 minutes. You're paying for our expertise and all of the experience, all of the toilets that we have fixed, so we are able to fix the toilet in 5-10 minutes. And that's a beautiful thing, and we're able to do it with confidence and assertion that we do the job correctly. And it was a simple toilet job, so there I am, flexing the Port Plumbing tee. You know me. Steve says I need to get a haircut, putting the water back on, and we got this customer nice and happy. That's just what we do. We make money and make people happy. That's the name of the game, my friends. Have a wonderful day, and good night. I gotta go to sleep. I got work tomorrow. Nice toilet flush.